Okay, now we are in Blender. Delete everything you have in your start scene. We don't need it. And make sure that the plasticity add-on is activated. So first of all, check here in preferences, add-ons, look for plasticity. This one should be installed obviously and active. And here it says connected to localhost 8980. In plasticity, make sure that in preferences, this is enabled and this localhost and port are the same values, 8980. And click on connect. I already connected it. That's why it says disconnect. But if you open it up the first time, it says connect. That's what you do. And here, if you have other stuff in your plasticity file, I check always only visible, otherwise you will also import stuff which isn't visible but which is in your plasticity file. That's not what we want. We want only the stuff which is visible to be imported. In our case we want everything to be imported, so it doesn't make a difference, but it's a good habit. Okay, now we can press refresh and here it is. Here's our guy. I will go to orthographic view and by default this add-on creates a plasticity folder in the collection containing a folder with the name of your plasticity file, containing an inbox folder, containing the folders which you have created in plasticity. So these guys. So everything is well organized. There is one thing I'd like to mention concerning topology. So if you select this, for instance, this body and go to edit mode, we have this situation. It is triangulated. If you are fine with it, leave it as it is. It looks okay. It looks perfect. There won't be any shading issues. We go to matcap. Look, with this matcap, it looks perfect. You don't have to do anything. But if you want to do any kind of further editing here in Blender, not in plasticity, maybe it's a good idea to convert this triangulated one into an angon, and in that case you can go to angon and refacet. But before doing so, let's first open the advanced settings. The one which is important for us is this face plane, which is at 0.01. Let me show you again the original topology, how we have imported it. If we refacet it with the default settings, we get a shading issue here right away. You see some stuff is going on here. Let's look how the topology is looking now. It's much more reduced. I undo it. I'm back in my original topology. And if I type in 0.001 instead of 0.01 here in the faceplane thing, faceplane tolerance, refacet again, and in edit mode, now we have a cleaner topology with angons. And there aren't any shading issues anymore. So this choice is up to you. You can go ahead and do this kind of retopology. I won't do anything else. I leave it as it is because I just want to do the coloring stuff. Coloring and texturing. So if I'm fine with the topology as it is and I want to do anything else, the next thing I do is putting these folders into the collection folder, bringing it out of this plasticity folder. I do them right into the scene collection. Now they are out of this plasticity thing. We don't need it any longer. And the reason why I am doing this step is if I edit my stuff here while all these folders are in the folder structure created by this add-on, and if I refresh it for whatever reason, all my editing which I have done in Blender will be gone. In order to avoid it, I bring all these folders out of the plasticity folder, put them right into the scene collection and delete the remaining stuff here. And I don't even need the collection folder created by Blender by default. These will be the folders which are important for me. Next step is, let me show you, let's take this for example, duplicate it with Shift D. Here you can see that the cursor of all the parts are not at the center of the geo, but at the center of the world origin of plasticity. So in this case, let's take this head. That's okay. But here, in the case of this shell, it looks off. That's why I will go through all these folders and make the relevant adjustments by, let's take this arm left folder first, by selecting all these relevant parts and Shift S, object origin to geo. Boom. Now the cursor is no longer at the world origin, but at the origin of the geo itself. when you rotate or do any kind of editing, it will do it around the center of the object itself. But if you leave it this way and you rotate, look what happens. So that's why I will do this adjustment for all the parts which are named, and the parts which I haven't named, I will leave them for now. I will just concentrate on the ones I have named. And after I have done this, Shift S cursor to geometry thing, I can hide them, the ones I have done. And the shortcut for hide is, like in plasticity, H. It is somehow tedious, it looks as an unnecessary step, but trust me, it will make a complex model much more organized and it will be easier for you to edit it. So let's take these guys for example. These are one of them which we haven't named in plasticity. So we can simply select all three, Ctrl J for joining them. Now they are all one object, and again, cursor to geometry, and now we can name it. I will call it palm_left and hide it. So we can't do the same when it comes to all the parts of the thumbs. I mean, here, let me again show the palm left. Here we could group all them or join all these three parts and call it a day, because we will give them all the same materials. But here, in case of the thumb, for instance, and also in case of all the other fingers, they will have different materials and we will group them, we will join them after we have given them the materials. Let me show you the reason. If I isolate this pad and go to face mode, this part isn't connected any longer. It consists of a lot of parts. So if I select this is one part. These are all loose parts. And if I would join them right away, it would be harder for me to select all these parts separately and give them different materials. So that's why I will do something like this. I will select these three, they will get the same material. I can join them just to reduce the cluttered scene here and make the same. Cursor to geometry. So basically all the parts which will get the same material, I can join them, and I don't need to have any kind of separation between the different fingers. I can go ahead and select all these parts and this one, Ctrl J, join them, because they will get all the same material. And here I can select all these pads. So basically join all the parts which will get the same material. After I have given them the material, I can join all the parts with different materials together as one hand. And now if I again change the cursor of the geometry, boom, it comes to the center of all these parts. So I can call this one, if I press F2 right away, I can change the name. Fingerpad_left, hide it. Here, Shift S to geometry, F2, fingers, left, hide with H. Here again, the outer part, they will get a different material than the one in the middle. I would like to have a difference. Both of them will get a metallic material, but the one here in the middle may be slightly darker or brighter, I don't know. Just to show that here is a different detailing going on. So that's why I will select all these and join them together. And I can add these ones also, because they will get the same material. Ctrl J, F2, name it, hide it with H. You see the shortcuts are very powerful in Blender, I like it. And let's check these guys. I will unhide these. Yeah, I think we can give these guys all the same material. So again, we can take all these, Ctrl J. You cannot join them if you drag without highlighting one part. So let's highlight this one. So this one becomes yellow. The other ones remain orange. Ctrl J, now we were able to join. Shift S to geometry, F2, bolts. Now all the parts of the left arm are named. We can drag like so, collapse and deactivate. And do the same with the right arm and all the other parts. I will do the grouping and the naming and whatnot off the record, and after that I will show you my results. because there is no point in showing some repetitive tasks. Okay, let me give you a quick walkthrough on how I have reorganized and joined and renamed all the parts of my model. And let's start with the head. I activate the head folder. Of course, I have changed the cursors to the center of all the relevant geo. Here I haven't renamed that much. They all remained as we have named it in plasticity. But these guys, I joined them. So let me isolate it. I joined these and called them eye lights left and here eye lights right. It consists of a lot of parts, the head, but it's not that cluttered any longer. Let's deactivate the head, activate the body. Here I have joined all the letters and called it logo. I have joined the buttons. And the rest remained as it is. In terms of names, I just changed the cursor. That's for the body. Here also I haven't made that many changes. I joined these 3 pipes and called them shoelace. And these guys, I joined them, called them shoe-toe lines. You can give them other names. I didn't group these in plasticity because they were loose parts. So I joined them here, called them tank track cylinder, tank track pallets for these parts. And the little ones, I called them tank track rectangles. Okay, here the star, I joined the star and its border. So that's it. And the arms we discussed at the beginning. And I also joined these 2 shells. Okay, now we are ready to color our robot.